Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year for your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Potted Together podcast. I'm Nicole, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Adam and Becky.
Hello.
Hello.
I realized when I introduce you as Becky or Bex or Rebecca that if people are tuning in for the first time, they're going to think that's what your name is.
Yeah, they might. They very well might. Sometimes I get messages from people calling me Becky, but like I know that they're podcast listeners, so it does not bother me because we say it as a joke.
Right. Her eyebrows went up when she said it's a joke. Okay, so don't, if you're going to DM Becky, don't call her Becky. Her name's Becca. Okay, so today.
Or you can call me Becky, but we have to be in on the joke. Like we both have to know that it's a joke.
Yeah. There you go. All right, guys. Well, today we have a kind of a fun episode. We're going to be talking about plants that we wish we can have in our collection, but for many reasons we can't. So I think this is going to be fun. But first we need to catch up in mustard. So let's see. Who do I want to go first? Rebecca, you go first.
Just using all the names.
Rebecca Calhoun.
Becky Calhoun. Okay. Gosh, well, let's think. It feels like an uneventful week. I did a lot of filming this week. And I am doing like a different filming spot. So that's how boring my life is, because that feels like an exciting thing. If you guys saw my Plants on Planks video, that is like the new filming spot that I've discovered. Great lighting. My lens, the one that has like the bokeh. Bokeh, okay.
Bokeh, that's the word.
Yes, it has that. It does that. The f-stop is very low on that lens. And it makes a nice blurry background. And I think people, every time I use that lens, they're like, love the quality. Like, you're really stepping it up. And I'm like, I literally could use this lens like every time I do a sit-down video, but I don't because I'm lazy. But anyway, so yeah, it's been just a week of work doing that kind of stuff. Editing. I've been like editing my videos at night lately, which has been kind of nice. I don't know why. I've just kind of been enjoying it. And watching a lot of YouTube. So, right. Not much has actually happened in my life besides that. It's been kind of boring. But I'm trying to think. The greenhouse, the roof is done. Greenhouse update. Which is very exciting. Like, I guess, I don't know if I can technically say the roof is done because we still have to like do the caulking on it. But like just to seal everything in really well. But it's like not top priority for me. Gotta be honest.
Yeah.
It needs to be done, but later.
Yeah, because you gotta protect that wood.
Yes. Had to protect the wood. So I had a friend in town last week. Oh wait, I probably already talked about that. Because we recorded the day she left. So anyway, got the roof done. We started on the siding. Oh, here's something. I went out to Vintage Hill because the owner of Vintage Hill was giving me a fan that someone gave to him that he can't use. And so I have it now. And I went to pick it up from him and I was telling him about the greenhouse. And he's like, so you have it cemented into the ground, right? And I was like, huh? What? Huh? And I was planning on anchoring it to the ground for sure. So before anyone comes for me, I was definitely going to anchor it. But I was going to try to avoid the cement thing. Just because in my mind, it felt like overkill. And also, it feels like kind of hard, but it's not. You literally just mix concrete with water and pour it in the hole. It's not a big deal, but for some reason in my mind, it was way bigger of a deal. And he was basically like, all right, so it's probably going to blow away if we have a really big windstorm. So you need to get that cemented to the ground if you want to keep it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
but weren't you trying to also avoid that so that it could be relocated if necessary, like for future owners or whatever?
Yeah, but with the way that we're doing it, the actual, like, okay, so what people do is they will put posts in the ground and then build around the posts, right? So like those posts are an integral part of the greenhouse. So you can't take it apart and move it. The way that we're doing it, since we're having to backtrack, is we're digging holes right next to the base and then dropping the post in and then screwing it into the base.
So it could be still taken up.
Yeah, it technically could still be taken up if we wanted to move it. If someday we wanted to expand the house and we didn't want it there anymore, we could.
Right. Gotcha.
So
I don't want to put this in the universe, but how freaking terrible would it be for you to wake up after like a stormy night and look outside and the greenhouse is like a football field away, like tipped over?
Oh my God.
Devastating. I would cry for you, I think.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I would just burn it. I'd find it and I'd light the whole thing up. I wouldn't even tell the fire department.
Sit there and look stupid? No. Burn it to the ground.
I said burn it. Literally. So I was sleeping really great at night through storms, etc. But now that he said that, I'm not sleeping well until I can get that done. But I have a funny story in regards to that. So I'm actually just using my drill and like an auger bit from this company called Power Planter. And it's a company that Laura from Garden Answer has talked about on her YouTube. So I knew who they were. And I think that they might be one of the only brands in that industry, this auger that goes on your drill situation. There's like maybe a few, but anyway, they're like a leading company. And so I made an order the other day and my wallet was in the car. So I was just trying to go off my memory of my card number and I got it wrong and it declined or it didn't go through or something. The order just failed. And I was like, oh shoot. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go get my wallet later and finish this later. Okay. I get a call. It's the company like following up to be like, hey, we noticed that this order didn't go through. Like, is everything okay? Like, so was this something on our end? And I'm like so embarrassed. I'm like, I don't know. I think I just messed up my card number and I have to redo it. Like, it was so embarrassing. But that is customer service. That is some quality stuff. And
yeah, and good sales too.
No, seriously. Like, I would not because stuff like that happens all the time. Like, people's cards don't go through for whatever reason on my website. Not even like it just doesn't go through. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, they'll try again. And they usually do and it goes through. But like, they called me and I'm like, wow, this is really something.
Dedication.
It's very Midwest of them. I feel like that's a very, he was like, I just want to make sure everything's okay. I'm like, I'm fine.
Blink twice if you're safe.
Right. So I got like a longer auger and I'm able to dig post holes. So if there's anybody out there who ever has to dig post holes, you don't need to rent a huge 2-person auger from your tool rental or Home Depot. You can just use one that goes on your drill and put a little elbow grease in it, but you can definitely do it. And I wish that I knew this when I was building my garden because I rented a huge 2-person auger and it was really heavy and it didn't even work very well. If you guys remember that phase of my life. And I nearly killed my father-in-law trying to operate it. Like he was really heavy. So if I had known, I could have done that all by myself and like not even had to get help. So anyway, I'm always trying to find ways to do things by myself. So anyway, which also brings me to, well, see, I said I didn't have much to say and then I just haven't stopped talking. But this leads me to a comment that was not left in bad blood or whatever. I'm not like offended by it, but I got this comment that was like, I was digging the holes in a video. I showed the process. And someone was like, oh, like, don't you want to like ask Daniel to like help you? And in my mind, like, I also said this, but I was like, I just prefer to work on things alone. And like, if I want help, he definitely will come help, but I just prefer to work alone because we bicker a lot when we work together, number one.
Yeah. Steve and I too.
Yes, like I love him so much. And sometimes I'm like, wow, what does this say about our relationship? But it doesn't say anything about our relationship. It's just we're both very like, we both want to take charge of projects. We're both very, like he's more type A than I am for sure. He's a perfectionist really bad. And I'm not as much. I'm like, it's done. It doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. And Dan's like, perfect is perfect. So anyway.
That's Jay.
Yeah, so it's honestly just better a lot of the time if I work on things by myself, if I can. And like I've learned ways to just like let him like go off on his thought tangents and then like just do something while I'm waiting for him to be done. And then we don't argue because normally I'm like, can you hurry up? We have to get this done. But no, I just started like just going off and doing other things and then coming back and then he's made a decision and then we do it and that's it. So anyway, there's other YouTubers who do things like building things by themselves and like they have a boyfriend because they've shared about it or a husband. And people inevitably comment like, well, why doesn't your husband help you? Or why is your husband never around to do this for you? And I'm just like, I don't know, different times, I guess. But in my mind, I'm like independence, like just having the drive to do it on my own, like not needing someone else to do it for me. And we are in a new era of like women have always been capable, but like women like feeling safe to enter into these spaces, you know? So I don't know. There's a lot of people that see my videos and they're like, I don't feel confident to do that kind of stuff. I always just have someone else do it. But try doing it because you can do it. It's not hard.
Yeah.
I think men make all of these things seem harder than they are, but it's really not. It's not. And I know there was somebody who was hating on me for saying something like this in the past, like in the reviews, but whatever, I'm just gonna say it again. It's just, they're gatekeeping.
Yeah.
The men are gatekeeping.
No, like, I kind of agree with that. I think that there's this group of people that look at women and power tools as like this oxymoron still, which is infuriating and like get over it. But like my dad was in carpentry and like construction and he taught me so much. And I just hung 3 shelves in Mia's room the other day and I didn't even need a level, you know, I just eyeballed it. It was great. So
wow.
You know, like,
Wait,
hey,
Nicole, you eyeballed it.
I did.
That does not pass the Nicole vibe check.
Listen, they're straight. I used a level after I hung them and it was perfect.
Nice.
So,
I'm proud of
I
you.
am shook by that.
Yeah, you just
and there were
don't.
3 shelves.
You don't give off the I don't need a level while I'm doing this kind of person vibe. You know, that's just not. That's
usually
not
with shelves, I'm like, okay, it was a small area, and like, you know, I put the book on the shelf. I was like, this is accurate, you know. But if it's more of a bigger thing, I would. But like with pictures, I never use a level ever.
Wow,
that is bold. And all your pictures in your house are straight. No, I appreciate the discourse, and all the stuff in your house is straight. So
yeah, hopefully. I don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Not all the stuff in my house is. Wait,
yeah.
Becca, you had a wasp visit. Was that this week?
Oh,
Yeah,
that was scary.
2 days ago. There was a huge wasp that flew
It
into
looked
my
like a
plant room.
bird.
It was
I know.
enacting revenge for destroying its home on the potting bench.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I do still feel bad about that. because they're just living their lives and I am here trying to exist. Like we're both just trying to exist, and it does make me sad. But it was the biggest wasp I've ever seen. It was probably like 5 inches long. Like, okay, and that's an exaggeration. Let's say 3.
I don't think it's an exaggeration.
It was huge, and it did find its way out. But you know what? Anytime a bug gets in my plant room, because admittedly I do leave the door open quite a bit, and I have a screen, but like sometimes I don't close the screen because my dogs like to come in and out. And then one time Cooper ran through the screen and broke it off, and I was like, oh my god. So I'll just like close the door to my actual house.
Purebreds are not all there.
My purebred mutt. Yeah, he is. Yeah, an interesting
no,
dog.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but he. Okay, so I'll just close the door to the main house because the plant room doesn't get air to it, so it's like just a room. So it's happened before, and like they always go to the skylights, and I feel really bad for them because they're just confused. Do you ever notice like bugs just like hit the windows? Like they're like,
yeah,
I'm getting out, but I'm not. Like I'm imagining how frustrating that is for them. They're like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I see the light, I'm following the light, I'm trying to leave, and it's not working. I can empathize with how frustrating that might be. But yes.
So you're a great person, because that's not where my brain would go. My brain would go, what is the longest thing I can use to kill this thing before it kills me?
Nicole's like, Googling, how much does a flamethrower cost?
Yeah. Okay, but the thing with wasps, though, like if I miss, it's going to be pissed off, and then it's going to come sting me. So I just like don't mess with bees or wasps inside when they get in. I'm like, I'm just going to wait until it finds its way out.
Yeah, you know, my sister, I don't know how true this is because I didn't Google it, but my sister said that certain wasps have facial recognition. Like if you go to try to kill it, they will remember you and they will come for you.
Yes, I've heard that as well. I feel like that's true.
Oh, well, I'm not thinking that in the moment. I'm just trying to murder it, but
I know.
I need to change my thought trajectory.
Yeah, I definitely try to be like more tactile in the process. And also, speaking of saving bugs, as we were installing the roof, the panels have like openings because it's a twin wall roofing, and there was so many little jumping spiders inside of the walls because, I mean, it's, you know, it's a little burrow to them. And I saved probably like 3 of them. And actually one time I like ripped off a section that we had already done, and I was like trying to tap it out, and I was like tapping on both sides to get it to run out because I'm so sad at the thought of them being stuck in there forever after I seal it. I just feel bad for them.
Yeah, I know. I feel that I do the same thing. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Becca lit a candle. She did not take a bong rip while we were doing the podcast.
Oh,
I was thinking that too. You took that thought right. I was going to say Becca's not lighting a joint right now.
Okay, you're right. Like the lighter. The lighter sounds. Yes, I just lit a candle. I'm sorry. White gardenia.
Oh. So when I ordered my last like beneficial mites, well, it's on a subscription. So when they sent me my last box, I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast because that might have been in the week we weren't recording. But anyway, they also sent a packet of 1,500 ladybugs. Did I talk about that?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on the pod or if it was just with us, but
I stuck them in my fridge because they said they could live in the fridge for up to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was going to give them to my friend Jessie, but I just kept forgetting to take them to her because she's got cabinets and you can release them in cabinets. But like if I put those in the house, that's bad news. Well, I kept forgetting. So they've been in the refrigerator for 2 weeks. And so finally I let them go outside. But man, like when they're in the refrigerator, they're like docile. But literally from taking them out of the refrigerator to like cutting off the top of the thing and then walking outside, they were just like... They like activated. It was insane.
I thought you were going to say they're all dead. So I'm glad that's how the story ended.
No, yeah. Well, they would have been dead in a couple more days. You don't just surprise somebody with ladybugs, all right? Nature's good, guys.
Yeah, you don't do that. I mean, I appreciate the gesture, you know, because they were probably like, he's probably into this kind of thing. But no.
But then, like, I was getting really sad thinking about them in the fridge, and I was like, oh, they're probably so lonely and cold, even though they tell you to do that. I just, like, give...
Yeah.
I don't even know if bugs can feel pain, to be honest, but in my mind they can, and they have families, and they have memories, and they remember forever.
Yeah, little children. I don't know if I told you the story about how my best friend is terrified of ladybugs. Did I tell you this?
Mm-mm.
She's terrified of ladybugs, and she always has been. And for one of her birthdays, I gave her like a gift bag, and it was all ladybug things, like not actual ladybugs, but like ladybug mug, like ladybug stuff. And she's like, you fucking bitch. So then, like, not that long ago, Plant Shop Chicago must have had an outbreak of like some type of a pest, probably mealies or something, spider mites. And there was a sign on the door that said, just released like 2,000 ladybugs, you know, just a heads up, like when you come in, if you see them flying around, like that's what we did. And she's like, I guess I can't go to Plant Shop Chicago now. And she like sends me a picture of it. I was like, just walk in, face your fears.
Gosh.
Face your fears. I just looked up if bugs can feel pain, and this says, over 15 years ago, researchers found that insects and fruit flies in particular feel something akin to acute pain called nociception. When they encounter extreme heat or cold or physically harmful stimuli, they react much in the same way humans react to pain. But like other articles are saying they might not feel pain, but they sense that they're damaged.
Oh, me. Wait, so the ladybugs have been in pain for 2 weeks?
I don't know. Hold on, let me do
Gosh,
ladybugs.
It's like,
I don't think that
it was
they
like
would be in
Guantanamo
pain.
Bay in my refrigerator.
I don't think that that the ladybugs like felt pain though. They might have just like, I'm confused.
Damaged.
Okay, I think that the cold just like slows their bodily functioning, so like they don't have to eat as often, I think is probably why. You know what I mean? So like they can go longer without eating. I don't know.
Oh man, bugs.
It is interesting.
You know.
But yeah, that's all I have to say for my update. I don't think anything else has been happening. It's been a very normal couple of days.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
I feel like this last week has been pretty busy. This weekend I had a birthday party for my friend Jessie, and it was Taylor Swift lover themed.
Yes.
So
Yes, that looked like so much fun.
as we do, I
Yeah.
always go all out. I bought like the face glitter to do like the hearts, the lover heart. It was fun. Good times.
Love it.
I did my live stream this week, which was really fun, and you guys both
Yeah.
came, which I was really kind of you. And
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it. So I was like, oh, this could be a fun mix-up of content to be able to do those more
It was
consistently.
very informative. Like, I literally felt like I was in school, but like fun school, you know? Well, because I just found these goddamn mites on my Hoya. So I was like, I need to go. I need to watch this.
Which we all knew you
But-
probably had them. Nicole was in
Yeah.
denial.
Honestly,
There's my update.
You both probably
Moving
have them
on.
from me because I was just like, yeah, have all these cuttings, not knowing.
Well,
That's okay.
but we also got our original Hoya from
Yeah,
the same place.
I feel like Soviets sent the mites our way. Like this is an attack.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my gosh. Somebody called on the live stream. They called the mites the chlamydia mites. Chlamydia mites.
Chlamydia mites.
Chlamydia.
That was literally so funny because Adam said like, yeah, I've probably given people these mites and I had no idea because I didn't know that I had them. And then somebody in the chat was like, chlamydia mites.
Yeah, because I
then-
think Luke. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I don't know who said it. Do you remember?
Well, I think Luke said these damn mites are like an STI, and then my friend Nick, who I didn't realize who it was at the time, but bearded Hoya said like chlamydia mites, and that was so funny.
It was absolutely hilarious. And then somebody put a super chat and it was like, this one's for chlamydia mites.
Yeah. It was such a good live too. Like, I know you had some hesitation because you haven't been on a live in a couple of years because of trolls, but it was so good.
Yeah. And well, the thing is, the program that I use, it was really hard to watch comments. And so, like, every once in a while I saw things, but it was really difficult. So I just really need to get better at doing that. But I went and watched it again just so I could see the chat. And there wasn't, I asked Steve too, and he was like, there wasn't any like trolls that came in.
No, it was
So it felt
perfect. I
good.
was like, you really didn't even need mods for that live. It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good time. And then last night we went to a tiki bar in town, and it was like a whole vibe, and maybe got a little tipsy.
Tiki bars are fun.
Wednesday night tiki bar.
I know. Yeah, getting wild. But the thing is, like, Disney has one of the, well, because it's Disney, I don't want to say the best tiki bars, because Steve is really into tiki culture. Like, he watches tiki bar videos on YouTube. Like, he wants to create a tiki bar in the house. He's been looking up how to like make those porthole windows with like a screen behind it that shows like the ocean. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, he's diving in hard.
That's so cool.
But there's a tiki bar in Disney. It's called Trader Sam's. Disneyland has one, and it's in the Polynesian Resort in Florida, Disney World. And I've been to the one twice now in Disneyland, Trader Sam's, and it's the coolest thing ever. Like, you order a certain drink, and there's like things that happen all around the bar. Like, you order the shipwreck, and the ship in a bottle starts moving, and then it starts like sprinkling rain.
Cool.
Yeah. So I was really excited about this tiki bar because it kind of seemed like it had the same vibes. It did not. I mean, it was really cool, but every once in a while there would just be like a lightning storm, and that was it. It was like 50% of the Rainforest Cafe, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's a tiki bar in Tucson, but like they don't have anything like lights or anything. Like, I was like, oh yeah, tiki bar. There's like a big like guy out in the front, but it's not like that. So I don't go there then.
Steve wants to go to that one though, because like I said, he's really into tiki culture, and like he's all the history of these tiki bars, and that one's a pretty famous one, the one in Tucson.
The Hut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they have big fish bowls. That's all I really know about it. And I think maybe I was in college, or no, I wasn't in college. I graduated, and one of my friends had a birthday, and I went, and I bought us a fish bowl, and nobody drank it. So I drank it because I didn't want it to go to waste because they're expensive. I was trashed. Absolutely trashed.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't your birthday where you threw up in the bar and then get kicked out?
Just so everybody knows, like, I don't even drink that much. Patreon. It was like 2 weeks after I turned 21. I was always at the bars. Then after that, I was like, okay, this isn't very fun anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Oh man.
But
we have one by our house. It's tiny. I haven't been to it, but it's like a couple blocks from here. Should check it out.
Yeah, they're just
report
fun.
back to Steve.
Yeah, you should.
Well, Adam, I'm gonna be in Tucson around Christmas, so if you guys want to go to the Tiki Bar in December,
yeah,
I will go with you.
Yes, and then we will help you drink the fishbowl.
Yes, we'll get a fishbowl and actually use it and actually drink it.
And then I can bring you all of the plants that I've been wanting to give you. The white wizards, all of it.
Oh my gosh, I could cry. Wait, I feel like we should do a video. Okay, here I am again with the YouTube video shit. We should do a video of like, oh, here's all the plants that I got from Adam and Nicole. Like, here's how they're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Or like,
oh yeah,
plants that we gave each other and like updates on them. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I just threw out literally 2 days ago?
What?
My Adansonii Becca tree cutting. But I took cuttings of it before I did.
Okay.
But they look like a tiny little shit Adansonii.
I know. It's so disappointing, isn't it?
It had root rot. I was so mad at myself. It had root rot.
Oh.
I literally pulled it out and I was like, all these roots are gone.
Oh,
dang.
Bummer.
Well, you still have the plant though, so it's okay.
I do. I still have cuttings of it, but that was sad.
Yeah.
But that's a good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
I thought of the idea because I have that Burley Marks fantasy you gave me. I have a bunch of wet sticks from it, and I don't know what to do with them because I'm scared to like take them out of the container. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I just took over your. Continue, Adam.
No, you didn't. Well, no. Now my brain's like, which ones do I still have? Because like I have my Billy Etier, which is huge. The Adabat Poense was really neglected, and I finally took like 2 big cuttings off of it and tossed the rest of it because it was really neglected. But I still have a piece of it. Yeah, I have to like walk around and remember what I've gotten.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I haven't given Nicole any plants other than the Adansonii.
Yeah, you gave me the Adansonii. No, you did though,
and the Linearis, which didn't make it.
The Linearis didn't make it.
I think that's it.
I thought I had more. Okay. I have the Syngonium elbow from Adam. It's thriving in my backyard.
I gave you the Tetrasperma.
Oh,
I don't know if
the
you still have
Tetrasperma. I still have the Tetrasperma. It's actually doing really good. What else?
Yeah.
Oh, my Hoya obovata from Adam with the mites. Got that one.
It has
Clement
mites.
mites.
Thanks, Adam.
Are we ready for my update?
Yeah.
Okay, so I found mites.
You did? I'm so surprised. I didn't know this. Just kidding.
I finally ordered that microscope that Adam was talking about a couple episodes ago. And you guys, this thing is fun. Like, Jay took some video of his eyeball. It was freaking creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, head over to Adam's Amazon store and buy this if you just want to have some fun. But more importantly, it's kind of cool to check your plants with this. And I think I'm going to make an entire video on weird things I find on my plants and just like zooming in on it. Kind of like, I don't know if you've seen the video where Raw Beauty Christie looks at the makeup from Jaclyn Hill. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, that started a shitstorm for Jaclyn Hill's lipstick line.
Yeah.
What was in it? Like glass or something?
There was like metal pieces and hair.
It was wild.
What?
It was like her first solo launch of like her cosmetics line, and it just crashed. She's come back from that though. I don't know why I know so much about makeup. I don't wear it.
I don't wear it either. I don't know why I watch this shit. Yeah. Well, I love Raw Beauty Christie because I just enjoy her personality and just everything that she is. Like, I love her. But I'm thinking of doing a video like that about my plants, and I don't know if it's been done before, but I think it would be fun because, like, even looking at like some sun damage on plants, it's disgusting. Like, I have a little slit in one of my leaves and it's just so gross. It's creepy. So I thought maybe it'd be a good like Halloween episode. But anyway, I found mites. They're there. They're present. There's not a lot. I will say that. There's not like a ton, but they're there. And they are in like the tiniest cracks of the stems.
Isn't it insane?
The woody stems, like they're in there. And I believed you when you said you can't see it with your naked eye, but for some reason in my head, I'm like, I should be able to see it.
I'm special.
I just have these special powers, and you definitely cannot see it with the naked eye. So not to scare anybody, but if you own Hoya, I think that you should probably buy this microscope and just check it out, just...
Becca did ask,
giggles.
and Becca asked in that live if anyone's seen him on other plants, and people have now commented and said they've been on like other plants that were near their Hoya.
Yeah.
Oof. That's a creepy thought.
It is creepy, and it's just like to know that there's these little things eating your plant or like preventing new growth from happening, and just I just wish I didn't know.
Yeah.
But this explains why my Hoya are not really thriving, like most of them. I haven't checked all of them. After I found the mites, it was a little overwhelming. I literally put the microscope away and I was like, I'll deal with this another day. And here we are. It's Thursday, and that was a few days ago. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I might try the sulfur that you use, Adam.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to try like the boiling method. It kind of scares me a little bit, but
Yeah, it seems like there was iffy success on that method, and
yeah.
that's what I found too. So
But I really need to be in a place where I can do this. Like, oh, the thought of having to treat all of my Hoya sucks.
yeah, but your Hoya are a manageable size too.
Yeah, they are for sure. I don't have gigantic Hoya like you have, which I can imagine was overwhelming big time.
Yeah, I'm still in it.
Yeah.
Assholes.
But like this kind of puts pause to me selling cuttings now. I don't know if you've talked about this, but like, how do you feel about that?
Well, when I take cuttings now, I kind of dip them in a bath of sulfur and water and scrub them with the toothbrush, and then I have them in my prop box and everything. I literally inspect everything with that microscope before it goes. But I really haven't sold much, in a while. But I have a bunch of cuttings propping now. And I keep looking at the microscope every single day, and I don't see anything. So that's good.
Yeah. Prime, go lay down. Sorry, he's walking on the floor, and you can hear his nails in the audio. Go to bed.
I can hear him and just...
Tip tap, tip tap.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, so I don't know. So that's kind of like, that's my update. Nothing else has happened this week. It's been kind of a boring week, except for that. It's an eventful day.
Good old mites.
They have superpowers. Those things, they're so tiny.
Yeah,
I know.
they
I
are
tried
so
to
tiny.
I tried to watch one die under the microscope, but it's really hard to keep it still because I dabbed some like sulfur on it, but then I kind of lost it in the view.
Oh, that'd be a cool video to watch.
I wanted to watch it
Die.
suffer. I want them to suffer, not the cute bugs.
Yes. I have an ear cleaner, and I wonder if I could see with that.
Oh,
Probably.
Now that I'm thinking about it, because it's like a macro lens type of thing. I should try that out and see.
this had to be at least at like 75 Does it go to 100, that microscope, Adam?
Ooh, maybe. I don't really.
I think so. I think it had to be like at 75 millisomething to see it. I don't know if a macro lens goes that big, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
All right. We're right on brand at 37 minutes in. Sorry, hold on one second. I need to get something to drink.
That giant jug she was drinking at was empty.
Oh my gosh. I went to my workout
It's
class
empty.
that gets really sweaty yesterday, and I realized as I was getting in the car that I hadn't drank any water that day. Like none. Not a sip. And it was 5 p.m.
Oh my gosh. Becca, your pee was probably like orange.
Yeah. Oh no. See, I can't go very long without drinking water because my body tells me. But I know some people can, like they just don't get those drink water signals, but like I feel physically dehydrated.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's this dietitian that I follow, and not to say that her word is Bible, okay, but she did say like this whole requirement of like, oh, you need to drink 64 ounces of water a day, or, you know, that set number, like you need to drink this much. She said like that's kind of BS. Like just listen to your body's cues. And like when I feel thirsty, I drink water, but I just don't feel thirsty very often. And I don't know what that says about me. Because like I can down a cup of water if I'm thirsty. But
Yeah.
and I don't know if I'm getting a lot of like water from the food that I eat. So my body doesn't, or maybe I'm just so used to being dehydrated that my body doesn't really signal in the same, or I'm like immune to the cues. But that's another ADHD thing that somebody actually messaged me, this very well thought out message about ADHD. And she's like, I think maybe
Really?
you have ADHD. Because she was like, everything you say sounds exactly like me. And then I got a diagnosis. I'm like, oh. And that's happened like probably 4 times. So
Yeah. Maybe your body's like, wait, we're not in the dry ass desert anymore, so we have all of the moisture we need in this air.
You know what my mom
Yes.
swears that she had to drink water all day in Arizona, and ever since she's gotten back, she's like, I just have not been thirsty. So that could very well be true.
Hey, you know what? That is true because I did drink. I mean, I didn't drink a lot of water in Tucson, but I definitely drank more than I currently do. Like I was always filling my hydro flask. Yeah, no, that could be it. I mean, I do sweat a lot here though. So who knows, honestly. I don't really know what it is, but would love to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Figure out why I'm not getting like thirsty cues. Usually it's like at the end of the day I get really thirsty and then I don't want to drink water because then I'll wake up in the middle of the night to have to pee and I hate doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, the topic.
So let's talk about some plants that we really want to have in our collection, but we just freaking can't. And it's not fair that we don't live in a tropical rainforest.
Yeah. I feel like I need to preface this because people are like, well, you could.
So sorry. Hold on.
Oh.
Shh. Lay down. Lay
Such
down.
a mean sounding bark.
Prime?
You're
Lay
the
down.
cutest.
I would be so scared if I was trying to break into Nicole's house and I heard that. I would turn right around.
Oh, me too. Goodbye. No, thank you. Oh, I forgot my ID yesterday, and that tiki bar kept saying, we card every guest on their website. They said it in the reservation text to say reminder, reservation tonight. Everyone must have a valid ID, and I forgot my wallet at home.
Oh, shoot.
And the amount of anxiety I had because our mission was just to go in and just act like nothing was wrong. You know, we all look old enough and hope they wouldn't card. And if they did, then I would have to pretend oh, I can't find my wallet and then figure something out. But thankfully they didn't ask. But the amount of anxiety I had already knowing that I didn't have my wallet and I would have to pretend like I'm just finding out at the restaurant when they ask for it was crippling to me.
You got to
just
pull up those acting skills, you know? How far was this place from home?
It was in North Phoenix, Arcadia area, so it was 35-minute drive.
Oh, yeah, that would have sucked to go back.
Yeah, it would have.
Okay, I apologize for that guard dog barking.
Or what I was saying was, I think we should preface this by saying, some of these we probably could possibly do with, a lot of extra effort on our part, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Since
I'm
leading,
not
I guess
that into it.
I don't have that much time. A plant that I would really like to have, but I just know that I can't. Honestly, calathea. I think calathea are really pretty, or calathea, or however you prefer to call it. I don't really know the proper pronunciation. They're really beautiful. Mm-hmm. But there's no way one of those is staying alive in my house. And I feel like I could set it next to a humidifier and I still wouldn't have success with the calathea because I've done this. And I can't do it.
Yeah.
No. Are there places in the United States where calathea could just thrive in the ground outside?
Probably Florida.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
that's Florida. What I was going to say. I would imagine Florida just because of the humidity alone. But I can see it dying in the winter months too. Even though it doesn't get below 60 or 50. I don't know.
Yeah, they are so gorgeous. The foliage is some of the prettiest foliage of any plants on the market.
I know. They're so pretty. And I've tried. Well, Becca, you have a calathea, don't you?
It's a Gopursia. So it's similar, but I only have one. And it's the Orbifolia.
Oh yeah, the OG that was in your bathroom in Tucson.
Yes, except this is not the OG.
Oh.
Did the OG die?
The OG did die. And I think, I'm trying to think about how, but it was a really slow, painful death, and I might have just taken it out of its misery in the end. But then I had a Zabrina for a long time and loved that plant, and then that one didn't last. It was maybe a year and a half I had it, so a while.
Yeah.
And then I was at Home Depot and I saw the Calathea orbifolia. It was big and beautiful. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll get it. Why not? $20. I like it.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people, well, there are. Lots of you guys have Calathea, love Calathea. I get messages all the time from people that have Calathea, and I'm just like, listen, more power to you. But we like to keep it at a sharp 69 degrees in this house year round. And
oh my gosh.
She just ain't feeling that.
Nicole, can
if
we
there's
just,
one thing I'm not going to compromise on, it's temperature.
Yeah. Because I feel like I need you in this house to be like, Steve, it's got to be lower than 77, you know?
Oh, God. Oh, I don't know if I could visit. I just don't know.
77 is so hot. Our house gets to 74 and I'm like, whoo.
I know. I hate it.
Oh my gosh. What would happen?
Steve belongs in the tropics.
What would happen if you just like turned the air down? Would he notice like immediately and be like, what the heck?
Oh, yeah, because it's like on his phone, you know, kind of thing. It's one of those electric ones. Because I did that one time when I was getting ready to film, because I always get really warm when I'm filming. And I don't know if it's because like I'm feeling awkward, but I feel like I get like flushed and heated.
Me too.
So I turn it down like 2 degrees and the air kicks on. And I was like watching for Steve's reaction because he was in another room, but I could see him. And he was like looking at his computer and the air kicked on and he goes, hmm? And he's like looking around and I'm just like, get over it.
Does he get cold? Is he just like a cold person? Like he just gets cold?
No, I think it's just, you know, well, it's a conserve energy kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, for the most part, I don't mind it, but I would like it to be cooler when I go to bed because I wake up with like a coat of sweat like every single night.
See,
oof.
I mean, you're a great person because that's not something I can compromise on.
Yeah.
I can't.
And the only time him and I cuddle is in the winter because he is like a freaking oven. And if he gets anywhere near me in bed, I'm just like elbowing. And I'm like, get away. Because I can just feel the heat and I'm already warm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how Jay is too.
That's funny.
Okay.
I'll go.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. The plant that I just can't have, but I would love, is the bird of paradise. I think they are so cool. I would want a big one. Like,
yeah.
For this one, the reason is the size. Like, number one, I've heard that they can be a bit tricky. They need a lot of light. And I wouldn't really want it unless it's blooming. It's one of those plants where, like, if it's not blooming, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. And because I've seen the blooms. The blooms are all over the place in Tucson. I love them. But, you know, they get spider mites really easily. Those are pretty much my reasons. Maybe eventually I would in like the greenhouse out and away. But
Yeah.
I don't like the small ones. And I just don't know if I want to give it the spot in my home that it would need.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a really tough, unless you had a giant frickin' mansion. That would be a really tough one to have inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had one. We got it from IKEA, and that's like Jay's favorite. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of finicky to care for. Like, it was weird with water. Like, it didn't drink a lot of water, so I was always afraid I was going to overwater it because it was never like bone dry. But that just could have contributed to the climate in my house too. But it ended up dying. We took it outside one summer. Well, we took it outside every summer, and then we took it outside one summer and it ended up dying. I can't remember from what. But they're pretty, but it just never got to the size that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Guys, do you ever think about this? That like, I think about this quite often, that if I lived in Florida, I would probably have a really beautiful tropical yard garden. I feel like we all would.
Yes.
Ugh. And you know what? Daniel and I were watching when we were staying in a hotel a few weeks ago, and we turned on HGTV and we were watching this house flipping show. And this house had a beautiful like pond garden. And the pond was like gross. And there were so many plants, like it was like overgrown. And they literally took out everything. They leveled it, and they made it like a seating area or something. Like they just completely took out all that beautiful, like mature plants, beautiful mature tropical plants. I'm like, they really could have salvaged at least a few of these. Like,
Yeah.
it was insane to me. Like these flipping shows, I used to really like them, but now that I'm like older, I'm like, they really are taking out every single bit of like history and character from these houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's sad, like the amount of beautiful plants that were growing in that yard, and it's all gone for turf. They put in turf, and this is in the tropics.
my
Oh,
gosh.
jeez.
In the
Anyway.
gosh. Yeah.
Sorry.
Bone to pick with you, HGTV.
Truly.
Yeah. Even grass grows. You don't even have to water it out there. It's so like hot and humid.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so I was going to say along with Becca's Bird of Paradise, but this wasn't the one I wanted to say, but I think we'll say more. But have you guys seen the Traveler's Palms? So they look very similar to a Bird of Paradise, but the structure at the top of them is so incredibly gorgeous to me because it's like a Bird of Paradise leaf, but they're like structured into a fan.
Oh,
sideways.
beautiful. Oh,
They're all
that's
over
cool.
Florida. Yeah.
That is
And
cool.
so I would love to be able to have one of those and to...
Oh, those are pretty.
Aren't they the coolest palms? I freaking love them.
Oh, those are really cool.
Yeah.
And they can get huge, but they do look very similar to like a Bird of Paradise, but they're not.
Yeah.
It's like a peacock.
Yeah. Those. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They're so cool.
Ooh, I
Those
do
are
wonder
really
if you
cool.
could have one of these in your yard. I know that the whole point of this is that, hey, we could for extreme measures. But
Yeah.
But I would imagine it probably has the same the same care as the Bird of Paradise.
let's see. It says it's zone 10 and 11.
And I'm 9, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know about that. But anyway, okay, sorry, that's not the point of this podcast episode is finding a way to possibly have these.
Aren't they the coolest palms, though? I really love that one. Every time I see one, I'm just in awe of it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Also, you know those palms that are like gray or like silvery? Those are in Tucson. You could definitely have one of
Yeah,
those. But
the Bismarck palm, that's another dream because it's like a blue. I love those.
yes.
There's a house that, like, when I go on my bike ride, they have like huge ones in their backyard, and this house is gorgeous. They have like huge Bismarck palms and like fruit trees, but then they had a TRUMP flag out front, and I was like, not the vibe. Not the vibe.
Not the vibe we're
Jeez.
going for.
Great taste in plants, bad taste in everything else.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat, so my voice might sound a little crackly. But my next pick was going to be, and it's not necessarily a house plant, but any fruit tree, like any kind of fruit tree. Like I'm so envious of people that can just grow them outside like all year round, like lemons or not necessarily apples, because I can probably have an apple tree.
Citrus
But-
trees.
Citrus trees. That's what I was trying to say. Citrus trees. They're so cute. And I've seen people do potted ones and like bring it inside for the winter, but they take so long to fruit that way that it's kind of like too much work.
Yeah.
They smell so good though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Their blooms.
One would look so pretty in your like green space, Becca, or your greenhouse.
Yeah. Oh, I'm for sure going to get some citrus trees to put in there. I'm super excited.
That is going to be so cool.
Oh, yes. I went down a rabbit hole once about apple trees because, well, not really. I was listening to NPR, but they were talking about apple trees have to have a certain amount of days below a certain temperature to fruit, which is just
Yeah.
wild to think about.
Yeah.
But we're not really getting those days in these areas where these apple trees are being grown. So they're trying to like genetically modify these trees to not require so many cold days, which is just, it's insane to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Is that like new trees Like,
Yeah.
you'd have to plant a new tree then, and then you'd have to wait like years. So I'm thinking of all of like the apple farms out there. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
You have to completely start over then.
That's true.
Yeah. You know, that's true. We go apple picking every fall, and we go to this place close by us, and they had like, you know, they have a certain amount of rows, and they tell you which rows to go down. And this past year when me and Mia went, they were like, yeah, unfortunately we didn't get any apples on those trees this year, so it's just like these specific rows. And I was like, oh, that's sad. And we kind of went down there, and they had no fruit, and it was like, I wonder what that is. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Because temperatures are rising.
Yeah. I'm
Which
actually
is so scary.
I'm gonna look at apple stuff in my area. That's a fun idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very fun. We're getting into apple season again. I love apples year round, but I didn't realize that apple season is the fall.
Yeah. Apple cider, apple
Yeah.
cider
Pie.
donuts. Oh,
That
I'm
is-
salivating.
I know. That is like how disconnected I am from like eating within the seasons. Like I normally eat apples year round, not even thinking about how that's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Wait, they just don't show up at the grocery store?
I'm like, what? No, but it does make me wonder, like, I guess maybe they're being grown like in like tropical areas, or they're in greenhouses. I'm confused.
Yeah, I would probably guess greenhouses.
Yeah. Okay, I've got another one. It is the maidenhair fern. What I would do.
Swoon.
I know what I would
Yeah.
do to be able to have a maidenhair fern and not have it die on me in like a few weeks, which is what's happened to me. And I don't want to try that again because it really hurt my heart. So yeah, they're so beautiful. They're so delicate. Every time I see them in a botanical garden, I literally swoon because, in the Florida Botanical Garden, I went to Fairchild. They had a big wall of them, and like a lot of it was dead. And like it was still there though, and it was just brown and like dried, kind of like dried leaves. And it was so beautiful. Even as a dead plant, it was still so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. They're so pretty.
Yeah, they are so pretty.
Yeah. They need like, I saw this self-watering pot that I feel would be a lot easier for me to use. Like I would say if you're going to have a maidenhair fern, it has to be a self-watering pot, right? I saw this self-watering pot where it was basically just like a glass vase, and then you set the pot inside of it, but it like fits perfectly to the pot, and it's a terracotta pot. And I like that for a self-watering pot because you can actually see how much water is in the basin. Because I got this other self-watering pot that I thought would be it. But the basin holds like 3 tablespoons of water. Like, not that much. That's an exaggeration. Maybe like half a cup of water. And it would dry up within like seconds. Like, I'd have to refill it every single day. And like, what's the point of having a self-watering pot if I'm having to water the plant still every day?
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
I don't remember what this self-watering pot was, but I saw it as an ad and I haven't stopped thinking about it. So I need to go find it again because I could try the maidenhair fern again if I had that pot. Just any fern in general would be nice. I love ferns, but I can't have them.
Maybe in the greenhouse,
Yeah.
you know, maybe.
This greenhouse
Definitely.
is you're gonna need to make an addition onto it here soon.
I'm hopeful for this.
It's gonna
I'm
buffer
hopeful for this for
everything.
you.
No, but I have been thinking like when I have to move, like what if I turned the greenhouse into its own thing where I'm making money off of it, and then I can leave a lot of my plants in the greenhouse and pay somebody to come take care of them once a week, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like if I open it up, like photographers can do sessions in there.
Yes.
I'm just saying maybe I could make some money and keep my plants in there while I move.
Yeah.
Another one that I always appreciate and wish I could do. So I went to Andy's Orchids in San Diego, which is like this beautiful place. He has tons of mounted orchids and all of these things. But just orchids in general. Like I know I could probably keep some orchids here, but I'm talking about like those tiny, tiny little ones that put off the smallest, little, most detailed flowers that are usually hung on a cedar plank. I wish that I could or had the environment where I could keep those, where things were automated. Again, I know I probably could build something. I'm not going to. Because I think that like seeing those tiny, tiny plants is just most beautiful thing in the world. To just like how delicate they are, but how detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty. I like orchids. I've never had one, like, ever.
Me either.
They're a little intimidating.
I agree.
I feel like they're not that hard. It's just like anticlimactic once the bloom dies because you have to wait a while for a new bloom spike, and then it's like, this isn't very fun anymore.
Yeah, because the foliage on orchids are... they're almost like succulent-like, but they're not that impressive to me. It's definitely about the blooms.
Yeah, the foliage is ugly. I'll be the first to say it proudly.
But wouldn't it be fun to like watch an orchid start blooming? Like how freaking accomplished would you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should all get one and just experiment.
That could be like a running series pod episode of like orchid update.
How's the orchid?
Orchid update. How's this orchid doing?
Ooh, we should do that.
Plant Daddy Podcast has done that a couple times where they've taken a plant and they just like both try to grow it and then do updates on it occasionally. And I think that's so fun. So yeah.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah. Should we do it with an orchid or something more badass?
Like a maidenhair fern?
Oh shit.
Ooh, break my heart.
We could try with the maidenhair fern.
I'm down.
Okay. We'll do it. I need to find that pot now.
Here's the only thing I'll say about that pot, just with my experience, is it's going to get algae in it. But, you know, algae can be rinsed out every week. But anything that the sun can hit, even those like cute little pots that I have, the white ones, they get algae in them because...
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what, though? If we do this experiment, we should, all three of us have it in the same pot, same medium, like the same. And then it would really test like the conditions of our house, because that's what it would be based on, really, you know?
Yeah. You're right. That'd
be fun.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
And our ability to take care of them.
Ooh.
I'm scared.
And then we could roast each other. No, just kidding.
We could. That would be kind of fun. Ooh, Urban Outfitters has a really pretty one, but I don't know if you guys want to spend $60.
Oh, that is beautiful. Is that terracotta or is that plastic?
Terracotta?
Did I say terracotta? Kerr? You know what I said? I said I meant to say terracotta but I combined the words.
Is that terracotta?
Is that terracotta?
It has
Is that a green base or is that algae?
There's a green
How wide
base.
is that?
How wide is it?
Yeah. Dimensions.
Oh, it's glass. Oh, 7 inches.
Diameter. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm happy with 7 inches.
Yeah.
Becca's like, okay,
Becca's like,
your boat.
Yeah, it's fine.
Too much. It'll do. Okay, wait, do we like this one? I like this one, but it's also like not the cheapest one, so we can keep looking, but that's definitely a cute option.
Yeah, bookmark that. That's cute.
Okay.
Okay, should we do one more, all of us? Because I think I only have one more.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I keep a lot of cactus, and I know this is like in the same family. Not really, but kind of. But succulents, like specific kinds of succulents, I just can't keep alive in my house. Like they just don't. Yeah. Succulents and like strings of things, I guess, can be chunked into the same category because like string of pearls is a succulent, you know? Mm-hmm. I just, they do okay for a little while and then they just all go to shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bummer. I'm just like not gonna, I've tried enough times. I'm just not gonna bother with it. I have hen and chicks outside and they do great out there. Like they love being outside and those are really cold hardy. So like, I don't even have to bring those in. And then like every once in a while, if I get a succulent, I'll just put it outside in the summer. But yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not buying strings of things.
No, strings of things are not good. Actually, Wildfern just posted a photo of all of her strings of things, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. I don't know how she does this.
I did see her. Yeah.
Lucky.
I know. Okay. I've got one more. The Hoya imbricata. See,
Yes.
this is one that I think is so cool, but and I was actually thinking about trying to find one, and then I watched the Let's Talk Hoya live video, okay, where you guys were talking about the Hoya imbricata. Like, it's beautiful, it's cool, but it's just not it. It's not it.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty.
We saw that one in Tucson together. Remember?
Yeah. I just think it's like so unique, and like I love. I don't know. I have a lot of the like, you know, basic beautiful plants, but now I'm more in this like, ooh, like what's like a weirdo plant that I can get, like very unique and strange, and like that's definitely the top of the list. But
It looks like a stingray. Like when it's like out, like it just gives me. It's giving stingray.
It's giving stingray.
All right. My last one that I want to talk about is basically just any velvety philodendron. I wish that I could. So every once in a while I'll come across, and I think I follow this guy, but I think it's called like Sydney Plant Guy. Have you guys seen his reels on Instagram where he has like these 7-foot tall, huge ass philodendrons?
And they're crazy, and they're in tiniest
pots. And they're in like a 5-inch pot, but his poles are like filled with aeroid mix, so like they're all rooted in there. It's insane. And every time I see one of those, I was like,
oh, he puts aeroid mix.
Yeah, he does. And then he has like a bottle of water, and he just kind of like lets it slow drip over the top of the poles. And I'm just like, I just don't have the mental capacity for that, but I wish I did. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So gorgeous.
My gosh.
Does he buy them that size?
No, he like starts them as like the tiniest little cut. It's insane. Like I'll go through his reels or his TikToks every once in a while and just be like, this is goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few people on the internet that I'm just like, God, just teach me.
And you know what? Sydney isn't like a tropical place by any means. It's like a very normal place to live. So it's like, it's all in what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when people in Florida have big, beautiful plants. I'm like, yeah, okay, but you live in Florida. Like, it's impressive. I don't mean to sound like a jerk. It's still impressive, but it's like when people can accomplish like that same look in like Delaware. I'm like, wow, that person is really talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
These were good, guys. Well, let us know some plants that maybe you can't get because of the conditions in your home or for whatever reason. Let us know in the comment section of today's post over on Instagram. And let's chat about it, because maybe you can. Maybe there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Mm-hmm. But do we want to give the will? You know? Probably not.
Do we have the will?
Do we have it?
No.
Jury's out.
We don't. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us in today's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Potted Together, and then also follow us individually. You can find Adam at Not Dude, Becca is at De La Plants, and I'm at My Clean Leaves. And then we also have some merch. You can go check that out over on the website, which is pottedtogether.com. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And if you're interested in hearing other super chatty and catch up episodes, you can always join our Patreon and support our page a little bit more over there and listen to some episodes. Okay.
Yes.
That was long and weird. Thanks so much, guys.
That's what she said.
We'll see. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year for your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.